Hello everyone, we made it. Week 8, this is the last week of new material for chemistry. The week after is going to be a makeup week. I will ask you to take a student survey, and I know you'll be taking that survey for all of your classes, but I would appreciate some honest feedback about the semester and about remote learning specifically. And then you still need to take attendance during that last week, but this week is the last week of any new material. And so I'm going to talk about the week really quick here next, and then I'm going to say a quick goodbye and send you on your way. Um, Before we get there, obviously, this is my backyard, and it's not a bad place to spend quarantine, I suppose. And students always want to know, like, do you always wear shirt and tie? Yes, although it's a nice day out and then we're in the backyard, so I did undo the top button just to relax a little bit. When you're going down the lazy river, you don't need all of the buttons buttoned, so undo the top one, just kind of relax a little bit. I do know how to relax. Okay, week 8. 3 assignments. Assignment number 1 is your last lecture of chemistry of the year. And so it's going to be a video lecture. I am going to ask that you submit a picture of the notes you take for points this week, just completion, but and there's not all that much in red, but I really want to make sure that you are doing the notes for this week. And then assignment number 2 is directly related to those notes. It's kind of an online simulation, and don't worry, this one should work, hopefully. But you're going to start to apply equilibrium shift in this. And it's part of a Google form. I made a video and I embedded it to try to help you through how you're going to approach the simulation. So please watch that first, and if you have any questions, reach out to me and let me know. And then finally, assignment number 3 is the participation grade. And it's really just kind of a straightforward worksheet over the equilibrium shift and Le Chatelier's principle. I go through an example in the notes that is pretty much the worksheet. So if you get through the notes and you feel pretty good about that, then that worksheet should go well for you. Before I say a quick goodbye, I know I've been silly and goofy with all the, parts of my house and private jets and all of that. So I thought I owed it to you to just really quickly give you a little bit of insight, some actual real things about me that maybe you might find interesting. Students always want to know how I became a teacher. So I was going to mention that just really quick, just because I feel like I owe you after all the goofiness. So here you go. So obviously I have been exaggerating certain aspects of my life. And so I thought it might be fun just to give you a few kind of random facts about me that I think are somewhat interesting, just since haven't really given you much truthfulness here these past few weeks. So a little bit about myself. I grew up in a suburb just outside Chicago. If you have not been, Chicago is a fantastic city. Just don't go in the middle of winter or in the middle of summer. And by the way, this is what pizza looks like. Next, I went to the University of Illinois and I started as an engineer, and I realized rather quickly that I was not going to make a very good engineer, and so I bounced around majors a bit. I think it was pre-med at some point. Ended up graduating with a major in biology and then a minor in secondary education. So again, if you have no idea what you want to do in your life, neither did I as I was entering college, and I feel like I turned out, okay. So after college, a lot of students want to know how I became a teacher, and leaving college, I had a teaching certificate ready to go. But it's kind of a unique opportunity just out of college where you can try some things, and so I did. So something that maybe you didn't know about me is I was a founding member of NSYNC, and at some point JT was all like, "Why do we need the bearded, gravelly voiced guy?" Even though I was a founding member, and it's like whatever. So I had to leave the band. Well, I got kicked out of the band, but that's okay. Actually, JT and I are actually still close. We will do rap battles on TV sometimes. I usually win, and so after NSYNC, I was a little upset. I wanted to really challenge myself. I wanted something new, so I trained to be an astronaut, and was pretty successful. I was actually scheduled to go up on the space station, and at some point, it's just like, well, it's going to be kind of lonely up there. And where do you even pee? So I was like, maybe not. After that, I don't know. I wanted to go to Hawaii. I wanted to see an active volcano. And I figured the easiest way to do that was to walk over that volcano on a tightrope. It just seemed logical at the time, and so that was. I mean, it was a cool experience. I wouldn't suggest it. It's kind of hot and it smells a lot like sulfur, but it was something. And then after that, I kind of got into weightlifting. I started to work out a lot, and actually for a while, I owned the deadlift world record. Some dude called the Mountain just took it recently, but for a while I had it, so that was cool. So I worked out a bunch. I decided, you know what, I'm going to start running instead. And so I kind of focused on sprints, and I actually had the opportunity to race Usain Bolt in the Olympics. I finished second to him. It's a little embarrassing. Although part of it was I bet him that I could still beat him wearing sandals, and I was wrong. Um, but those were the days I had longer hair. I think the longer hair actually was maybe a wind resistance issue. So then I decided, well, I've done the sprinting thing. Second to the fastest man in the world is not, nothing to be too ashamed of. So then I decided, do the endurance running thing. And so I ran across the country a few times. And I also own Bubba Gump Shrimp Corporation. I don't know if you knew that, but so that, it was kind of nice, and I was able to kind of be alone in my thoughts a lot, and so it was a cool experience. Got to see the country. So because of some of these accomplishments, I was voted Person of the Year by Time. So that was a cool honor, I guess. I don't know how many people get that, but I thought it was kind of cool. And then finally, I am Iron Man. All right, everyone, just a few last things here. I wanted to, first of all, just say I'm sorry that your year is ending this way. You all deserved the ability to be with your friends and have a proper ending to your year. So I am sorry for that. I am proud of how you've all handled it, though. So that was really awesome to see. I also want to apologize for my videos. They're stupid. Like, I know that. But it was just, I guess it was my way to try to entertain you and keep you engaged in a kind of tough situation here. So thanks for staying with those for this long. You really didn't have a choice anyway. And then lastly, I just wanted to thank you for a great year. I know it's been kind of crazy and stressful. It was already crazy and stressful before all of this happened. But I really did, as I look back, enjoy the year with all of you. And I really do hope that you have a wonderful summer. I wish you all the best. And please stop by next year and say hello. So with that, I hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourselves, and peace out, homies.